How's it going, everyone? As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. This is PSReady, my channel all about PlayStation, and in today's video we have 4 topics to cover, starting out with PlayStation Stars. The situation from my last video has gotten even worse. I cannot believe I'm saying it. Second on the list, we're going to talk about this new way to customize your PS5 Slim and your PS5 Pro. Third, the PS5 Pro is out there and a lot of games are getting updates to support it. And fourth, I'm going to tell you the 3 new physical pickups I added to my list. This video is sponsored by Mando. Hopefully you guys noticed this year. Maybe I'm being too optimistic, but I've been hitting the gym hard this year. I've been going 6 times a week doing weights and cardio, and Mando, when they reached out to sponsor this video, I was like, sure, this seems very useful for my newfound gym rat lifestyle. And the reason for that is because I sweat a lot and I am always conscious of body odor. Ooh, scary. So Mando sent over their starter pack, and what you get inside of it is deodorant wipes, which are great if you get swamp at the gym. Not saying I do, but you know, a lot of people do. I'm not saying I do. Acidified body wash, which has a pH balance that's perfect for reducing odor, which is great. Obviously, you want to not smell bad after you take a shower. A whole body deodorant stick, and yes, you can use this on your pits, packages, and feet. You could put this on your feet. If you got stinky feet, man, I had stinky feet in high school. This would have came in so handy. And finally, whole body invisible cream deodorant. This will keep you not smelling bad for 72 hours. That's 3 days. I shower every day after the gym because I'm like weird like that. But if you want to go 3 days between showers, you've got this invisible cream deodorant. It'll keep you smelling nice and fresh. Mando's cool because it was created by a doctor, aka a really smart guy, after he noticed that BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. And it's a whole body deodorant. So like I said when I showed it off, you can apply it to your pits, packages, and feet. And yes, we're talking about your butt crack, dude. You can put it in your butt crack. And this will get you smelling better later than a shower with soap. So after 12 hours, if you showered with soap, your grundle would be a 5 out of 10 odor level. But if you use Mando, it would be a 0 out of 10. A 0 out of 10 odor level after 12 hours. And they even have 4 great smelling scents. I got to smell all of them. They smell great. You've got Bourbon Leather, Mount Fuji, Pro Sport, and Clover Woods. And if, like my wife, you don't like scents, they also have unscented. Mando Starter Pack is a great deal for new customers. It comes with the solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, or a spray deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, and it includes free shipping. And just for my subscribers, Mando is offering an extra $5 off when you click the link in the description and use the code PSReady. So that's 40% off the starter pack. So when you're ready to grab your Mando starter pack, click the link in the description. Once again, huge shout out to Mando for sponsoring this video. So let's just jump into it with the PlayStation Stars situation. I covered this in the last video that they just updated PlayStation Stars and made it a lot worse. The 2 new updates that they did are, first of all, you can no longer get points for PlayStation Stars from subscribing to PS Plus. So if you have it on a monthly renewal, a 3-month renewal, an annual renewal, you're not going to get points for the app for updating your subscription to PlayStation Plus. Obviously, I mean, shocker, I think that's really dumb. They're just taking away ways to get points when it's already extremely difficult because they don't let you get points from physical game purchases. And if there's a campaign like you get 50 coins or whatever for playing Astrobot, even if you have the disc, that does not count towards that campaign. So you can only get points through digital purchases of microtransactions or full games. They're just taking away every ability to gain points. And that just shows that the service is working. People are using it. They're mad that people are getting free $5 and $20 credits for the PlayStation Store, so they're taking away the ability to do so. That's bad on its face. But it gets even worse because in addition to taking away ways to get points, they're now making it so that points expire after 12 months. So if you were saving up to spend 17,000 points on whatever game's available, whether it's Stellar Blade or Rise of the Ronin, or, you know, you've been saving up your points since you got your PlayStation 5, to use PlayStation Stars, you have to agree to this new agreement, which I guess lets you keep the points you already have. But from that point forward, once you click the agree button and your account becomes active again, any points you gain after that will then be only good for 12 months, which is just ridiculous. So they've hamstrung you in a lot of ways here. They've taken away the ability to get enough points to get anything worth it, and they're making it so you can't save points to redeem for the $5 and $20 rewards, which is just stupid because this is how I get microtransactions. This is how I get skins in Call of Duty. It's how I get skins in Diablo. So it really bums me out. out. And now it's even worse because since they've activated this new terms of service, the $5 and $20 redemptions don't work. They're still in the app, you can see them, but if you click redeem my points for this reward, it just won't work. The good people over at Push Square have been keeping their eye on this, so as of October 26th, you've still been unable to be able to get the $5 or $20 credit. That leads me to believe they're going to remove those two rewards, which sucks because they are by far the best rewards in the entire thing, and it's just a dumb move on Sony's part because that gave me the ability to reinvest money I spent on the PlayStation Store to begin with back into the PlayStation Store. So now Sony's gonna have less money going through the PlayStation Store, regardless of if it's credit or cash. And it kind of just encourages me to keep buying physical games because there was always that little itch in my head that was like, maybe if this game goes on sale for 20 or 30 bucks, I'll re-grab it on digital because I have two PS5s, then I don't need to carry the disc up and down the stairs. And at the very least, I'll get PlayStation Stars credit. But if I'm never gonna have enough points to be able to get the $5 or $20 credits anymore, it's not even really worth using PS Stars for me. The only thing keeping me around is getting to level 4. So if God forbid my PS5 breaks, I can actually talk to PlayStation support because level 4, the benefit you get there is priority access to PlayStation support. I said this in the last video and I'm sticking by it. I saw some of the comments saying that they shouldn't, but I think it's time to just sunset this whole PlayStation Stars rewards program. It's very clear that they don't want it to work. They don't want you to be able to redeem your points for credit. They don't want you to be able to keep them for more than a year. They don't want to have you earning points too fast when it's already hamstrung by you buying physical games being a detriment. So overall, I think this is a wash. And when it comes to internet features with Sony, they're just going through it this year. I don't get why they keep shooting themselves in the foot. Between this, making you log into the PlayStation Network to play Helldivers 2 on PC and then reverting it, making you log in for God of War Ragnarok, making you log in for Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut on PC, which breaks Legends mode on the Steam Deck, the whole PlayStation Stars outage, getting rid of resume activity, getting rid of game help and replacing it with a terrible solution, which is the user-generated videos. It's just not working right. And I really think they need to take a step back and just reevaluate how everything is working and make sure it's up to par. Because not only are they charging $500 for this console, which is a lot of money, they're selling a premium console right now for $700. And with all the stuff that breaks down constantly between PlayStation Stars, the PlayStation Network itself, breaking features like activity cards, game hints, reverting it to UGC, all this, it's not feeling like a $700 experience. And I think they need to do some work to bring it back up to that level. And this is constructive criticism. I want it to work right. I want these purchases to feel justified so I can get on here and gas up PlayStation again like I was for the first 2 years of the PS5's life cycle. It just feels like ever since that 2-year mark, it's been unforced error after unforced error with the PS5, and I genuinely don't get why. It's that situation they were in with the PS3 era where they're at the top so they can feel like they can do whatever they want and they won't get any blowback, but they clearly forgot the lesson they learned by charging $600 for the PS3 at launch because there are way too many problems going on to just let it slide by under the rug. Anyway, that brings us to the second news story here, which is the plate situation for the PS5 Slim and Pro. They've done a good job, I think, since the Slim came out and the Pro was announced, releasing a bunch of plates that you can get for that console, but Dbrand is finally back with their Darkplates 2.0 for the PS5 Slim. I wasn't even going to look at these because I think the Darkplates 2.0 for the original PS5 looked terrible. It just doesn't look right being flush with the middle of the console, but they kind of switched it up for the Darkplates for the PS5 Slim, and the real clincher that might make this worth picking up is the new stand they came out with. So if you don't remember, back when the PS5 came out, you actually got a pretty good plastic stand that worked in both horizontal and vertical mode for the PS5. And then when the PS5 Slim came out, they replaced that with these weird little clear pegs that I immediately lost as soon as I opened the box. I didn't even know they came with it, honestly, and I threw the box out, so those are gone. But I keep my PS5 Slim on a desk, so I can't really go horizontal, so it doesn't matter. This new stand they came out with is only $15, and I think it looks better than the $30 stand that Sony sells for the PS5 Slim and Pro. And the dark plates for the PS5 Slim, which will theoretically work on the Pro just fine, they look a lot better than the dark plates for the original PS5. So if you want to get them together in a bundle, it's $69 because Dbrand loves to do the old internet humor. So they're like, we're charging $69 for it, blah, blah, blah. But like, I think they honestly look pretty cool and I might pick them up for my PS5 Pro. I'm just going to wait and see if I can get my hands on a pair of black plates for the PS5 Pro because I still have that in my brain from the Xbox Elite days when you could get the bundle at Costco that came with Lego Indiana Jones, the bigger hard drive, the black headset, and the black console. I just feel like Pro consoles should come in black and I want my PS5 Pro to be in black. I'm just just petty like that, I guess, because that console is not going to live behind my TV. I think it's going to be on my Warhammer desk because that's where I've been doing the majority of my gameplay lately. So I want some dark plates. If Sony doesn't restock them or come out with new ones that look good on the PS5 Pro, I might pick up these Dbrand ones, but I wanted to tell you guys about them because the stand itself, that stand for $15, might be something that's worth investing in. Anyway, that brings us to the third news story here, which is a two-parter. So the PS5 Pro, I've been curious how they're going to handle the rollout with all the backlash that they got for the price, and it seems like they're handling it pretty normally. So if you don't know this person on Twitter named Tidix, I started my Vita blog way back when I was in college, and we've been following each other ever since then. And this dude is the best leaker. He's been leaking before all the other leakers like Jez Corden and all these other guys like Special Nick and Insider Gaming. He's been around much longer than them, and I can say with 100% confidence that 99.9% of the time I've seen a leak from Tidix, he's been right. So his latest leak is just a tweet that says the PS5 Pro is being sent out to outlets, and I am very excited to see what outlets say. But the second part of the story is games are starting to be patched for the PS5 Pro. I briefly talked about Alan Wake 2. That one's patch came with the anniversary update, and I think that's going to be a really good patch. I bought both DLCs with Alan Wake 2. I paid for the collector's edition or whatever, and I have the physical edition pre-ordered, which comes with both DLCs, so I'm saving those for the Pro since it runs the performance mode at 60 now with ray tracing enabled, and it's basically a punched up version of the original quality mode, which I really like. But some of the other games that have gotten increases are Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. That one is basically taking the quality mode and running it at performance mode, which makes sense because they had that performance RT mode, which if you had 120 FPS TV, you could run the game at 40 FPS and get all the ray tracing from the quality mode at a higher frame rate. And if you've never tried 40 FPS, you won't have to with the PS5 Pro, I'm hoping, but if we do get to that point, 40 FPS looks and plays really good. I do that a lot on the Steam Deck because even though it's only 10 FPS more than 30, 40 FPS is the perfect midway point in frame time between 30 and 60, so it feels a lot more like 60 than it does 30. Spider-Man 2, if you didn't know, has ray tracing on in every mode, whether it's quality or performance mode, but basically what they've done is take all of the ray tracing from the quality mode and upscale it to the performance mode. So in 60 FPS mode, you're going to get all the ray tracing features, but they've even added more in. So you're going to have the probably best looking, best running ray traced game on the PS5 with Spider-Man 2. So I know they're not doing DLC, which really sucks. It's probably all going to be packed into the Venom game, but it's been long enough where I feel like that story might be fun to run through again. So if you're in the mood to play Spider-Man, it's going to look and run a lot better on your PS5 Pro. And then finally, The Last of Us Part 2's patch is out. I don't know how much better you could make that game look, but apparently it does get a very noticeable upscale from PSSR. And of course, it runs at a locked 60 FPS. And if you didn't know, if you have that game on PS4, you can upgrade it to the remastered edition that's getting the PS5 Pro patch for $10. If you have the disc for the PS4, it might be worth just waiting for a sale to get a new disc with the remastered game on it, because then you don't have to worry about putting a PS4 game in and then activating it with your account, so you can then buy it for $10 on PS5. You'll just be able to play the PS5 version. That's what I'm going to do because I wanted the two boxes to sit next to each other on my shelf down there. And then I said finally with The Last of Us Part 2, but the real last game that's getting a PS5 Pro patch is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I felt really guilty about stopping that game halfway through, but now I feel like that was the smart decision because the performance mode looks so good from all the footage we've seen. It looks like better than the quality mode running at a locked 60 FPS. I feel like it's a good time to pick that game back up because I'm just getting towards the middle point of the game. I'm really just 50% through it and I want to see the rest of it through. I loved it. I forget what came out that kind of took me off of it. I think it was when I got addicted to Gran Turismo 7, honestly. But yeah, I'm really excited to give Final Fantasy VII Rebirth another try. And then of course, Gran Turismo 7 is going to get a big patch. I kind of want to like take my PS5 to Costco where they have, I kind of want to take my PS5 Pro, to Costco where they have the 8K TV set up and I want to just plug it in and play Gran Turismo for a few minutes just to see an 8K game. I'm never going to buy an 8K TV because like 4K looks more than good enough. Like I notice it with 4K Blu-rays and everything, and I have a really nice 4K OLED TV. I don't want to upgrade it, but I just want to see in real life a game running at 8K because there really aren't any out, and Gran Turismo already looks so good that I feel like it'll look phenomenal running at 8K resolution, but I'm definitely not going to buy a new TV just for one game. But yeah, we're less than a week away from the launch of the PS5 Pro. Once again, as I always say, let me know if you pre-ordered one and you're excited for it down in the comments below. And that brings us to the last story of this video, which is my new physical game pickup list. Resident Evil. They finally are doing it. If you guys didn't know, Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, and Resident Evil 7 all got native upgrades to a PS5 version. So it's not just a patch for the games. And the cool thing was, if you own those games on your PlayStation account or on disc, it was a free upgrade. But I've been begging Capcom to re-release them as physical versions, and they're finally doing it. So unfortunately, they're missing the Halloween season with these, which sucks. They're coming out in December in Japan, and they're coming out in January here in America. But the cool thing is they're all only going to be $20. I'm going to pick all of these up because all three of these games I don't have physically for PlayStation 5. I have them all digitally because I got review copies for all of them. I just want to have every available Resident Evil game for PS5 on disc for PlayStation because I know it's on every platform. You can play it on the Steam Deck, you can play it on the Switch. You can't play a lot of these games on the Switch actually, but you get what I'm saying. I just associate Resident Evil with PlayStation because of the memories I have with Resident Evil's director's cut back in the day. It was just such an awesome time to be a horror gamer. I tried it at my Aunt Yvonne's house. She had a PS1 with Resident Evil and she let me play it and I was blown away. So I just want to have physical versions of all those games. And I left my pre-order in place for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. I wasn't so hot on it because of all the censorship and the weird stuff they did in that game, making it way too easy with no veteran mode or anything like that. But I still enjoyed it at the end of the day. So I want to have that game on physical. But yeah, let me know what physical games you're planning on picking up soon down in the comments below. Let me know if you're going to pick up these Resident Evil games. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you in today's video. As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching and shape on.